What if the key to winning the war wasn't a bigger gun, but a stone that could rewrite the rules of magic itself? In Sunstone Imperative, the sixth installment of the War Horses series, author Scott Warren continues his gritty, military-focused fantasy saga where cavalry charges meet arcane artillery. This is not just a tale of knights and wizards. It is a strategic thriller that explores the logistics of magical warfare, the burden of command, and the desperate race for a resource that could tip the balance of power. As factions clash over the discovery of the legendary Sunstone, the protagonists must navigate a landscape of betrayal, ancient curses, and high-stakes diplomacy. If you love hard magic systems, tactical combat, and stories where strategy matters as much as swordplay, this audiobook will immerse you in a world where every spell has a cost and every victory is earned in blood. Warren begins by establishing the fragile stalemate between the warring nations, highlighting the exhaustion of the troops and the scarcity of magical resources. The audiobook format is particularly effective here, as the narration is steady, authoritative, and deeply immersive. The narrator's voice acts as a field marshal reviewing the battle plans, delivering the text with a pacing that mirrors the deliberate movement of an army on the march. Listeners feel the weight of the armor and the tension of the campfire councils, as the characters realize that the next move could decide the fate of the continent. It creates an atmosphere of strategic urgency, replacing simple adventure with calculated risk. The core of the book details the specific challenges of securing and utilizing the Sunstone, from protecting it from assassins to understanding its volatile properties. Warren provides granular details of the magic system, explaining how the stone amplifies spells, the physical toll it takes on the user, and the political implications of controlling such power. He explores the dynamics of the War Horses unit, showing how their unique bond and skills make them the only ones capable of handling the mission. These sections are instructional within the narrative, offering a toolkit for understanding the mechanics of this fantasy world. The narrator guides listeners through these magical and tactical complexities with clarity, ensuring that the stakes remain high and the action easy to follow. It transforms abstract magical concepts into tangible instruments of war. One of the most compelling aspects of Sunstone Imperative is its focus on the cost of power. Warren does not romanticize magic. He shows it as a dangerous tool that can corrupt as easily as it can protect. He discusses the moral dilemmas faced by leaders who must choose between using forbidden arts to save their people or sticking to principles that might lead to defeat. These insights are psychologically resonant and ethically challenging, appealing to readers who value depth along with action. The audiobook captures this nuanced perspective with a tone that is serious yet compelling. It reminds listeners that power is a double-edged sword. The book also addresses the evolving relationships within the unit, discussing how shared trauma and mutual dependency forge bonds stronger than any oath. Warren shares stories of sacrifice, humor, and quiet moments of reflection, showing how the soldiers find family in each other. These reflections are emotionally powerful and character-driven, adding heart to the high-stakes plot. The narration handles these interpersonal dynamics with sensitivity, creating a vision of a unit that is unbreakable. It invites listeners to root for the underdogs. As the story moves towards its climax, the race for the Sunstone intensifies, forcing the protagonists to confront their greatest enemies and their own inner demons. Warren describes the final confrontation with high-octane energy, blending magical duels with tactical brilliance. These sections are thrilling and pivotal, marking the transition from seekers to guardians. The audiobook supports this arc of empowerment, with a pacing that allows for the magnitude of the victory and the losses to settle. War Horses Book 6, Sunstone Imperative, concludes with an invitation to stay vigilant. Scott Warren leaves listeners with the understanding that peace is fragile and that power must be wielded with wisdom. For fans of military fantasy, lovers of tactical magic, or anyone interested in stories of leadership and legacy, this audiobook is an essential resource.
It proves that the sun may shine, but it is the horses that carry the day. So put on your headphones, check your saddle, and listen. The imperative is clear.